What's going on, my dudes? I'm artyops, and today I have a pretty fun topic to talk about, as well as a few other things. So first off, I do want to remind you of a way that you could potentially get the new Mario Kart World for absolutely free. This is something I'm going to be talking about later towards the end of the video, but go ahead and read the description down below if you want some spoilers. Now, I did find some brand new information that was released by Nintendo that I want to touch on quick before we roll into the main topic, which is Mario Kart World as a live service game. Now, this is just a creative thought experiment that's been rolling around my brain as we dive into this new generation of consoles, so I thought it'd be fun to talk about. Let's get into it. First off, Nintendo just released a new, absolutely mind-blowing video about the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, this is obviously not a leak, it's not a rumor, this is all true, confirmed by Nintendo straight from the source. I'm going to play the video now, but I'm telling you, this is crazy, and it really just makes me all that much more excited for the console. As you can see, it is officially confirmed that you can press the A button 3 times to unlock the console. Not only that, you can also do it with the ZR button. But if you pay attention towards the bottom of the screen here, it says, press the same button, which is leading me to believe that this is kind of foreshadowing the fact you can use other buttons to unlock the Switch 2. Now, this is crazy, and I'm theorizing here, but imagine if this thing's a touchscreen, right? So imagine if you could tap the screen 3 times and that also unlocks the screen. I've also been hearing some rumors from some pretty reliable sources that there might be a Nintendo Direct that's going to be shadow dropping very soon. It's supposed to be about 15 minutes long, and it's dedicated solely to showing off the many ways that you can plug in your Nintendo Switch 2 to charge. Okay, all right, guys. Obviously, I'm just having a little fun here, right? I've been excited for this thing since January, and I just feel like Nintendo's got to be running out of things to show us at this point, but they got to keep the hype train rolling somehow, so they're posting these videos, so that's fine. Anyways, moving on to what I really wanted to talk to you about is Mario Kart World being introduced as an online, multiplayer-focused, live service video game. Now, obviously, this isn't anything that's actually happening, but as someone like me who's relatively new to the world of Nintendo, I understand that a game in this style isn't something they do too often, if at all. You know, I was playing around in my head how this would work, and now I want to get your opinion. I totally understand live service and battle pass or seasons or free content updates aren't all mutually exclusive, and they're not all the same thing, but in today's gaming age, we know exactly what I'm talking about in terms of live service, right? Now, outside of Nintendo and some big titles like Diablo, who still does seasonal content, I think we're seeing games move away from that traditional paid DLC drop in favor of a system like this. Think Call of Duty, right? They don't have the paid map pack DLCs anymore. They do free content updates now every season, and they release new maps and new game modes and all that. So I've been watching a lot of the footage from this game and, you know, seeing the popular Nintendo content creators talk about this. It's easy to see that this is shaping up to probably be the biggest multiplayer game that's come out on this platform. So it got me wondering, what if it was a live service title? Now, let me be clear, I'm not saying they should do this. I also don't think they will, but I figured it might be fun to explore what something like this could actually look like. I see it running kind of like a way more advanced version of that Disney Speedstorm game. And to be totally honest, I'm conflicted here because this kind of system can go really well if it's done correctly. And if I've learned anything so far, it's that a lot of you guys don't really trust this company to be able to pull something off like this that's done in a non-intrusive way. It could go completely off the rails when words like Battle Pass and monetization are entering the chat. So for starters, let's talk about what a game like this could look like. Then we'll get into the pros and the cons before I drop my final thoughts. But most importantly, I want your opinion. Leave a comment below and let's discuss whether or not some version of this would eventually make any type of sense. All right, so let's say Nintendo does it. Mario Kart World is now a live service game. What does that even look like? I put together a few ideas to shoot out there and kind of get your opinion. First off, seasonal game modes. Now, imagine a winter-themed event where all of the snow courses are dressed up in winter themes and Christmas lights. We could have a retro season that gives an old school visual with some original soundtracks and maybe introduces character skins that bring them back to those 16-bit variants. Maybe there's a chaos season, which makes the item boxes give you 3 at once, or imagine your items are no longer tied to the place that you're currently in. You're getting bullet bills regularly in 2nd and 3rd place. I think this would be crazy. These could even be turned into community challenges or time-limited events that give rewards. Imagine having a weekly challenge where you need to hit 20 players with a green shell. Next, we've got free content updates. Every few months, a new season releases. With it comes 2 or 3 new tracks, maybe 1 original track, 1 retro remake, and 1 crossover track. We could have a Donkey Kong jungle course with barrels flying across the track, or even a Splatoon themed track with ink hazards. Now, I know when you talk like that, it's looking more like Nintendo Kart than Mario Kart, but they've done some stuff like this before. I don't know how this would work with the current island setup that they have. Maybe new pocket islands come out of the clouds and there's a bridge that's built to access them with the free roam, or you have to get on a boat that'll ferry you over there. And then we have the Battle Pass. So this one is a slippery slope. For the sake of the idea, let's just pretend that corporate greed doesn't exist and this is a free Battle Pass. I mean, if you're paying $80 for the game as it is, shelling out another $15 would be wild. See what I did there? Shelling it out. Shelling, blue shell, get it? You got it. Going back to those challenges, you can add in weeklies and dailies, and all of this can lead to unlocking new kart skins or character costumes, or maybe an icon or a player card. You know, nothing here that's pay to win, nothing that's going to give you an advantage in the race, just cool stuff to show off. Now, my last thought here is player profiles and stats. Now, I am a nerd for this stuff. When I was in the military, my job was all about tracking data and looking at meteorological information and all that type of stuff. I love seeing organized stats and data. I think having a customizable player card would be really cool. And maybe it includes your favorite kart or your most used character, some stats like total drift distance or the total number of blue shells you've ever thrown, or what your current seasonal rank is. I think this would also really increase the sense of progression you have with this game other than a number next to your name. Now, pros and cons, right? Let's talk about what some of the good and bad things of a system like this could be. I'll go over what I'm thinking, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comments too. Tell me what I miss here. Starting off with the pros. You're getting more content more often. The DLC packs are not wildly spaced out, and you have a good idea of what you're getting and the pace you're going to get it at. There's always something new feeling like it's going to be around the corner. Also, replayability. This is going to keep the player base engaged. If they're saying that this is an $80 game because we'll be playing it for 8 years, give us a reason to play it for 8 years. Give me progression. Next, we have community. Engagement is at an all-time high. All of the fans are talking about the new season, what they've unlocked, what's coming next, where they want to get on the battle pass, all of the new cool things coming to the game, what the new map looks like, all the new tips and tricks of how to get into first place and the shortcuts and things like that. Think about when we were younger back on the playground and the new Pokemon Leaf Green just came out and we were all sharing tips and tricks for that on how to beat the Elite Four. It's going to be very similar. And the last thing I have for pros are more cosmetics. In today's gaming age, customization is very important. We want to be able to separate ourselves from other players and not just be the same character and have 5 Marios driving on this course. Let's have some new kart skins. Let's have different themes, new characters, and new outfits for all of them, even the NPC ones. Make us feel unique. Now, rolling into some of the cons that I have here, this one is obvious. First and foremost is monetization. Is this battle pass going to be free? There's no chance. We know how this goes. Will there be a paid cash shop? They're going to do whatever they can to squeeze the coins out of our monetized attention spans. Next is FOMO, or fear of missing out. If the best content that they have is going to be locked behind time-limited windows, it's going to really punish the more casual players. Work's been so crazy that you missed a season, too bad you don't get the golden cart, and I think this part would definitely suck. Now, the opposite of that, in a similar vein, is going to be burnout. The more competitive players might feel like this system is punishing them in the sense that they feel like it's a chore. They have to log in regularly to knock out their to-do checklist, which leads to the next con, grind pressure. Suddenly, you're not racing for fun anymore, you're just racing to keep up. Finally, we have system bloat. Now, you got menus and currencies and tokens and daily quests and weekly quests and all these things in your face. This is a lot of visual noise in what should be a fun, clean racing party game. So this is why I don't play mobile games really, and I avoid that. Now, on to my final thoughts. If I'm being real, I love the idea of an evolving Mario Kart game. I think something that grows the community, brings in fresh content regularly, and keeps the vibe exciting could be awesome. But it would also be a total departure from traditional Mario Kart game experiences. And, adding a system like this could risk alienating longtime fans. I think something like this could be fun if it's done correctly. And that's why I'm also very cautious, because it probably wouldn't be. We have seen how publishers get when they see the big dollar signs. We can shift from a fun experience to an absolute grind fest really fast. If something like this was implemented, it would need to be completely optional and non-invasive, especially because you have kids playing this. They'd also have to nix a lot of things here that are typically included, like a paid cash shop, as this is already an $80 game. That's not cheap. We don't need another company monetizing our attention spans. Now, finally, we'd also need some sort of catch-up system that would need to be implemented so there's no fear of missing out around that old or time-gated content. Well, guys, I guess that's it. That about wraps up everything that I wanted to say on that topic, but I want to know what you think. Do you have some pros or cons that I missed? Do you think this might be a good idea, or do you think absolutely the hell not? Like I said, obviously, this isn't something that's actually going to happen, but I just kind of wanted to discuss because it's been rolling around my head the past few days. Now, before I get out of here, I just want to say I'm having an absolute blast with this YouTube thing, and I appreciate every single one of you guys who's made it this far. This is my 3rd video ever, so if you're enjoying the content, please let me know by hitting the like button and leaving a comment. Next, I'm going to be streaming Mario Kart World live on the day it drops. All of my streaming is typically done through my gaming rig, but I got my 3 monitors all set up, I got my capture card, I am ready to go. So, on midnight release, if you guys are going to be there, let's all hang out, let's pop in some Mario Kart, and let's play a few games. Also, Mario Kart World giveaway is live right now. I have an additional copy of Mario Kart World I'll be giving away absolutely free to one of you guys after it launches. Like I said earlier, I'm brand new to YouTube. Like, this is literally one of my first ever videos. Competition right now is non-existent. Your chances to win are super high, so I think you should save yourself the 80 bones by following these super simple steps. First off, you gotta be a subscriber to the channel. I'm sure that's not a shocker. Next up, to help us with the algorithm flow, please interact with some of the content in whatever form that you see fits best. Drop a like, leave a comment, tell me what it is you are enjoying and what you'd like to see in the future, etc., etc. And then finally, this giveaway is being hosted in the Pirate Pit. That's my community Discord server. The link is down in the description below, so pop in, check it out in the relevant channel. The winner is going to be revealed live after the console launches. We'll also be using this space for future giveaways, tournaments, and more gaming, so please pop in and say, hey, it's a good time. Now, guys, if you haven't had the chance yet, check out my first ever YouTube video up here, which serves as an introduction to me and the channel. After that, check out this video about some of the new accessories coming to Walmart on Switch 2 launch day. See you dudes soon.